Alright, my fellow agents, welcome back to the Gaming Brigade, and in my opinion, now is one of the best times to farm in the game, and the reason I say that is because we do have the Dust Storm event going on until August 11th. We have an Assault Global event going on for the next week, and on top of that, for the next few days, we also have an optimization surge. Now with that being said, yesterday I did promise to bring you a video really quick going over a few event details as well as highlighting a build I strongly recommend that you try out during this thing, and that's exactly what you're going to get today. So first of all, Dust Storm event is good for another 2 weeks, well just under 2 weeks. As you can see on screen, for the next 2 days we also have the optimization surge going on. And basically that means, as you can see on screen, you're going to get double the optimization material drop quantity from all sources available throughout the event. This is something you definitely want to take advantage of. And as I also said, we have the Assault Global event going on, and basically it just means the closer you are to NPC, the more damage you're going to put out. Now always remember, when it comes to these global events, you need to activate them, and you can turn them on or off anytime you want, but if you do not turn them on, you will not earn any stars regardless of how many shade levels that you gain or challenges you complete, so make sure you activate this thing if you want, my friends. And last but not least, remember, when you turn on the global event, you turn off your global modifiers. You cannot have both running at the same time, so make sure when you turn off the global event, you reactivate your modifiers, all that good stuff. Now as you can see on screen, this is my go-to build during this event. We're going 4 Hunter's Fury, 1 Sokolov, and the Memento backpack. Now as far as the primary weapon is concerned, for me I'm using the Dark Winter. This is still one of my go-to SMGs in the game. It has the talent Perfect Killer, where killing an enemy with a critical hit is going to grant you 90% crit hit damage for 10 seconds, which is an absolute f***ing lifetime in this game. But feel free to use a different SMG if you want. I know a lot of people love using Lady Death. You could use the Ouroboros. Totally up to you, my friends. My secondary weapon is the Scorpio shotgun. Man, I love this thing. It's been a long ass time since I've used this weapon. If you have it, I definitely recommend trying it out with this event. If you don't have this, you could use the Sheriff as well. And if you happen to use a shotgun as your primary, I recommend using a piece of Badger Tough. Now starting with the mask, it's the first of 4 pieces of Hunter's Fury. We're running 4 to get all of those gear set bonuses. 2 pieces 15% shotgun and SMG damage, 3 pieces 20% armor on kill and 50% health on kill, 4 pieces Apex Predator, where enemies within 15 meters receive a debuff amplifying your weapon damage against them by 20%. And killing a debuffed enemy with your weapon disorients other enemies within 5 meters and amplifies weapon damage by 5% for 10 seconds, stacking up to 5 times. It is easily one of the best gear sets in the game if you love using a run and gun build. Next we have the body armor, the 1 piece of Sokolov, because we are using an SMG as our primary. And you can see we are using the talent Intimidate. While you have bonus armor, you're going to gain 3 stacks each second up to a max of 9, and each stack is going to increase weapon damage by 4% to enemies within 10 meters. Remember, we are getting very close to NPC. Continuing on to the holster, the knee pads, and the gloves, they are the 3 remaining pieces of the Hunter's Fury gear set. You will notice I'm doing my best to stack crit hit chance and crit hit damage everywhere I can. Last but not least, we have the Memento backpack, and when it comes to run and gun builds, especially as a solo player, this is really hard to beat. Now the main reason I say as a solo player is because remember, you have to kill the NPC for them to drop the trophy, and when they do, you pick them up and you're going to get that extra weapon damage, bonus armor, and skill efficiency. And if you're playing solo, you're the only one doing all the killing. And in the meantime, if you do not have it, I recommend using a 2nd piece of Sokolov in the backpack. You could use the talent Bloodsucker, that's going to give you bonus armor. You could also use the talent Adrenaline Rush. I can promise you both of these will still get the job done. As far as the skills are concerned, I'm using a combination of the Banshee Pulse and the Crusader Shield. When we take a look at the numbers, I'm sitting at 60% crit hit chance, remember that's the max, and 125 crit hit damage. Remember, those numbers are going to be dependent on not only the gear you have equipped, but having a Shade Watch of level 1000. And finally, I forgot to mention this at the beginning of the video, for my specialization I am using Gunner. I'm doing that to get that extra armor on kill, reload speed increase. This gives me access to the Banshee Pulse, which I'm using. You get some extra rate of fire, and please always remember you need to have the proper weapons activated in your weapon skill tree. That way you're getting that extra 15% weapon damage bonus. On that note, I'm going to leave you with some gameplay footage and a few final thoughts. As always, I want to take a moment and thank you all for your incredible continued support. Please let me know of any other questions you have I did not address. Thank you once again for the privilege of your time, and as I mention at the end of every one of these, take care of yourselves, be kind to each other, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks again, everyone. Hello once again, my fellow agents. I hope you're doing well on this fine day. Man, today was a long-ass day at work. Let me tell you, I am exhausted, my friends. Anyway, that's why my voice sounds so raspy. Now, as most of you know, when it comes to build videos, I never put together a build with a global modifier turned on because I'm just not a fan of them, you know? However, when it comes to the global events, these are really too hard to pass up sometimes, and I really recommend trying out this build. Again, you're going to be able to rip through content incredibly fast, and because we have the Dust Storm event as well as the optimization surge, you'll be able to pick up a ton of loot and a ton of resources in no time whatsoever. And if you have any other questions, please let me know. All right, that's all I got for this thing. I gotta go to bed. I'm exhausted. Gotta wake up bright and early for another work day. Oh yeah. Anyway, I appreciate all of you so very much. Thank you once again for everything, and I will see you in the next one.
Hostiles guarding location nearby. Detected. Nearby location guarded by hostiles.